What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? What up, what up, what up? From Dab to Leon, I love it. Love seeing the raid come in. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, what's up, what's up? Crispy. What's going on, everybody? A lot of love before I even got on here. Let's see. Thank you so much, everybody. Dude and Fire, thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. Thank you. Dab with the raid. Let's go. Number staying high. Nicole's with the 5 months. Thank you so much. Honduran Coder with the 8 months. Thank you so much. Hitston A with the 5 months. Thank you so much. BB Tone with the 100 bits. Thank you, everyone. Glad you're all here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're coming from. Hope you're doing well. Am I happy with my lighting now? Nah, I haven't had time to finagle it. I still got to spend some time on it. This is literally like my busiest time of the year. My Resilient Coders cohort, we have our demo day on Thursday. So next Thursday is our demo day. And so all the projects are coming together. It's just it's a lot. So I like the picture quality. I got to get the colors balanced a little bit, Jesse. So I'll get there. Omar, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. What's going on? Yeah, Scipio. I think it's skip 1PO. I've been wanting to put the DMX lyrics in the slides for so long. And we had the Microsoft stream, and then I didn't want to do it on Tuesday, so it's been a minute. 42, I'm doing good. Mine said, what happens on demo day? So demo day is when we have all of our hiring partners that come and meet our current cohort of Resilient Coder students. So we have like 200 companies that come to demo day to meet our students. And so it's kind of like the, I like to joke and say it's like cotillion for my students, right? It's like, it's their foray into the wild known. It's kind of when our interview process starts. So they meet a bunch of companies, they land their first couple of interviews, and it's when the world knows that our students are kind of up for grabs. And so, yeah, the debut. There you go. That's what I was looking for. The debut. Yeah. And so that day is on Thursday. But before any of our students make it there, tomorrow is their interview with me. So before our students make it to our demo day, they have to make it through a final interview with me. And so they're working through they get a behavioral question, 7 technical questions, and then they get on the whiteboard and they code out a problem with me live, and they got to make it through that to get to demo day. So it's a lot of fun. Tomorrow's gonna be a lot of one-on-ones on my end, and then next week is a lot of fun because it's demo day and they all get to see you. Yeah, you got 2 referral dabs. That's awesome. At one company, let's go. How tough are you? Do we need to resubmit the team form we filled it in last time? No, you don't have to resubmit. Best team ever assembled, 2016-2017 Warriors. So I did put a question of the day on Discord. And the question of the day is, what was the best team ever assembled? Could be current, could be past. I want to see what you think in chat. Is he going for the points here? 2020 Dodgers, Cowboys. It doesn't have to be sports. It can be other stuff. The Avengers, I like it. A-Team, Radiohead. Love it. Oh, Brazil, 98 World Cup. 1980s U.S. men's hockey team. All right. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the X-Men. I love it. The Rebel Alliance. Ooh, 15 All Blacks. I like that. The Lithium B-Ball crew. Dab Gang. DK Samus 2v2. Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith in Independence Day. Stream Team for the win. There we go. Team Avatar. All right. All right. First 5 employees of Facebook. A Tribe Called Quest. 100 devs. Sesame Street or the movie The Warriors. Ooh. David Attenborough in nature documentaries. That's a good one. That's a good one. Bill Gates and his toasters. That's hilarious. Thank you for a hype trade, everyone. I appreciate that. Thank you for hyping right out the gate here. These are funny ones. I'm going OG Power Rangers. You know me. Gen 1 OG Power Rangers. Best team ever assembled. Alrighty, folks. TC39. Hey, funny. Thank you. Peanut butter and chocolate. Sugar Hill Gang. Oh, that's a good one. Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. Classic. I can hear the Zord horn noise blaring in my head. Hey. Alrighty, folks. Glad we're all here. Thank you for being here. We got some fun stuff to get into tonight. We're meeting our teams. We're talking about how to get set up and working together. So let's jump right into it. I don't want to waste any time. I want you to have enough time to do all the things we got to do tonight. So let's get it. Let's get it moving here, folks. I'm gonna go to Little Leon here. All right. If you need the slides for today, you can do !slides. It'll give you the slides for today. If you're new and you want to join our Discord community, !Discord. Great place to come learn how to code. 100 devs, !100 devs in chat as well if you want to learn about the free software engineering bootcamp that we are running right now. Cool. Exotic Male Escort, thank you for the hydration. Cheers to you. Hey, creator. There we go. Thank you for the hydration. Cheers to you. All right, let's get into this, folks. How big are the teams? They are teams of 6. Do I need to resubscribe to comment? No. You never need to subscribe. There's nothing that gets locked behind subs. I refuse to do that. There's things that like Twitch does, like emotes, but you can unlock all the emotes with channel points too. So, but yeah, no content. I'll never put on like sub only mode in chat or anything like that. But I appreciate it. Thank you though. Alrighty. So tonight we're going to talk about a little bit of 100 devs housekeeping. We're going to just remind folks from that might have missed a little bit on Tuesday what's due. And then we're going to jump into setting up our code using a new tool called Replit to help us work together in teams. And then we're going to break into our teams and get to know each other a little bit. Before we get started, always like to have some room for questions. Emma B said, when does networking start? Is it this week or next week? You should start networking this week. What class number is this? This is class 41 of 60. Can you believe that, folks? 41 is 60. Is it too late to join a team? No, I'm going to pull up a slide with the link in a few minutes here. Throw your info into that form and I'll get to you. When will the winners of the Azure credits get through? So I said on the first wave, I'm still waiting for, like, some folks had that they were expired already. So I'm getting a new batch for everyone. So everyone will get a new batch. Hopefully today or tomorrow it'll come through. Yeah. What if I'm just getting to the back end? Can I still join a team? Absolutely. Tonight, the teams are not for any skill set or experience. If you just feel comfortable with HTML, guess what? You should do all the HTML. I started a new hit list networking sheet. I still have my old one. Is that fine with me? Yeah, it's fine with me, Izzy. Are commits on Heroku the same as in GitHub? Will it be visible to others if I push to Heroku? No, not unless you also push the commits to GitHub. They're two different remotes. So when you do your Git push, you're either pushing to Heroku or you're pushing to GitHub. Yeah. How do we distribute work within a team? We're going to talk about that. Have the teams already been made? The first round has, but you can still get in. Is it okay if we can't meet our team tonight? Well, we're going to end really, I always joke when I say this, we're going to end pretty early. We're going to get through some stuff, and then within like the next 45 minutes or so, get to our teams. Yeah. I'm making sure that you have plenty of time during class time to meet folks. Yeah. Are we dividing teams based on skill level? Heck no. 6 people. Count the shells. Heroku, you can use environment variables exactly the same way we've seen before. So Heroku enables you to have environment variables as well. I love all like the SpongeBob casing on early. I'll share all the team stuff in a bit. Alrighty, cool. Thank you for the questions. Let's keep moving. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. we have a stream team and blog team meetup. So if you have any interest in joining the folks for us on the stream team or joining the blog team tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Normally our kind of remote class time. This will be, instead of that, we'll be doing a meetup for the stream and blog team. So if you have any interest in being part of the stream team, streaming 100 Devs related content or writing for the 100 Devs blog, definitely join us tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Going to answer all your questions, talk through how to get started, and kind of get the ball rolling for a lot of folks. It won't be on Twitch. Yeah. It'll most likely be on Remo. Yeah, it'll probably be on Remo. Yeah. I'll share out the link ahead of time. I want to see how many people are coming, but probably Remo. All right. Yeah, so no regular class tomorrow, just the stream team and blog team meetup. Alrighty. Sunday, let's go, is a full backend review. It's a full backend crash course. So if you're still feeling a little lost with the backend, come join us on Sunday. We're taking the whole day to review the backend, going all the way back to the beginning with callbacks, working our way up through the basics of Node, working our way up through the basics of Express and CRUD, finishing with a full stack web application that has authentication. So Sunday is gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a long stream. Yeah. Calling out of work on Sunday just to join. Hey, let's go. That's commitment. Alrighty. Next week, just as a reminder, is all team projects. So on Tuesday and Thursday, there won't be a stream. You'll be working with your team. Hey, look at me go. Hold on, let me say that again. There won't be a stream. You'll be working with your team. Let's go. So, if you would like to join a team, please, nailed it. Please click on this form, right? Click on this form and give me your information so I can share it. I'm going to put the link in chat here. This is the same form as last class. You do not need to refill out this form. In fact, if you refill out the form, you'll probably mess up my teams. So don't fill it out more than once. They're moving. So fill this out. All right. If you haven't already, that way I can put you on a team. Y'all wildin'. Yeah, don't refill it out if you already filled it out. Edwig F. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Ed, I'm just going to say Ed. Happy birthday. I have no idea if this actually works. Let's see. Hey, there we go. It's lit. Happy birthday, Ed. Edwig F. Happy birthday. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty. I have another form for you to fill out. And it's a quick survey. So I need everyone to fill this form out. Please fill out this form. The form is for folks that have completed a client project, volunteered, or committed to open source already. So if you have completed your project, if you have gotten a client, you don't have to complete the client project yet. You just have like a signed contract for a certain amount. Go ahead and fill out the form. If you've gotten an agreement to volunteer for a grassroots organization, please fill out the form. And if you have committed to an open source project, please fill out the form. So I'll put the wonderful link here in chat again. Yeah, the open source project should be an established open source project that you're committing to. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it can be rough. That's why I always have good contracts, even if I'm volunteering. Will the project be enough to finish during class time? Depends on your group. Yeah. The teams are not regionally based for this round. This round, we're just going to make sure that you have class time to get it done. And so I'm assuming if you make it to class, you're here, you're filling out the form live, you're going to be here during class time. Cool. So if you haven't already, and this includes last class, filled out this one and you want to be on a team, do it here. And I'm just going to give everybody like another minute or so just to fill out this form. We're just going to chat. I want you to fill this out now so I can take a look at it. The number is already pretty dang high. It's just so that we can see like the impact of 100 devs. So let's just have some moment. I'm going to give folks another few seconds to fill out the form. Hey, Nizza, sorry to hear that. What? Good stuff on being coming back though, right? Shells, thank you for the hydration. Cheers to you. 42, you don't have to. It's just for folks that got one of the three already, just so I can keep track of it. No, you can just if you did one of those three. All right, folks. Like another 30 seconds, and then we'll move on. Are we going to learn how to import data in formats like CSV and transform it into JSON objects or other formats? No, but there's pretty good tutorials on that stuff. It's not something we'll cover in class, but you can figure that out. If you need help finding a good tutorial, let me know. I can help you point you in the right direction. It's not something that like I know. It's just when I need to do it, I look up how to do it. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for filling out this form. I really appreciate it. I'll share out the number, hopefully next week. It'll be fun. Alrighty, if you missed Tuesday, June will be our one-on-ones. And so we're going to be setting up one-on-ones with everyone that's here that's committed to getting a job. I'm going to be looking at your resume, your portfolio, helping you with job outreach, helping you do your interview practice, and it will be your technical reference. To do all that, I'm asking for some stuff from you. And so I just wanted to highlight the things that are coming up soon. 3D and Will put together a great list that I'll share out after class as well. 3D put together like a nice like formatted list on Discord, and then Will put together a Google Calendar that you can add to your calendar if you would like all of these events and dates on your calendar. But the ones that are coming up quick are you should be checking in every day. So if you haven't already, you can do ! check in. That way I know that you're here. Make sure when you get assigned homework, you're getting it in when it's due. Make sure you're starting your networking. I want a coffee chat and 3 LinkedIn connections every week. Got to get that going. All right. I'm expecting to be pushing every day. Who pushed today? Who pushed already today? If you pushed already today, say I pushed. But I pushed already. Hey, look at us. Look at them go. Oh, look at all the pushes already. If you haven't pushed yet, look at all the people that pushed. Make sure you get your pushes in. Recruiters love those green squares, and you need the practice. The spaced repetition is key. Hey, let's go. This week, there was some confusion about this one, so I wanted to make sure I talked through it again. There is some confusion about this one. Okay. This week, someone, it's not 5 a day. It's not 5 a day. It's not 5 a day. It's 5 throughout the week. All right. Not 5 a day. If you want to do 5 a day, go ahead. If you want to do 5 a day, go ahead. But I'm asking for 5 code wars that are tagged as strings for this week. All right. Not trying to break anyone here, but I want 5 that have to do with strings this week. Okay? Not 5 a day. As we get closer to the interview time, you might want to be doing 5 a day, but right now we're easing into it. All right. Remember, everything that's on this checklist is due Tuesday. Every single thing on this checklist is due Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'm going to share submissions for everything, and I'm expecting it all turned in. That's where it gets real, folks. That's where it gets real. Now, I want the code words for right now, 700 days. We'll open it up as we kind of go through, but I want everyone kind of doing the same thing right now. Yeah. Remember, I've asked you to do this for a while. Now it's time to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to share, Drew, I'm going to share a place for everybody to submit this stuff on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, expect that you'll be submitting a lot of stuff. Cool. Your team project will be due not this upcoming Tuesday, but the one after it. All right. So you're going to meet your team tonight. You're going to work with them on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. All right. And then your stuff will be due the following Tuesday. So, team project due May 4th. And so those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. Tonight, you're going to meet your team. And if you click this link right here, this team sheet link, there is a grouping of, there's pairings here. So in the list that I have in the slides, and I'll put it in chat too, you're going to see a floor and a table. Okay, we're not jumping over to Remo yet, but there is a floor and a table. Okay, if you just filled out the project stuff, you got to give me a second to get you on a table. But for those that filled it out last class, you should already have a floor and you should already have a table. Okay, so that's how you're gonna be with your group later tonight. And I'll put this link into chat as well. There you go. So that's the link to your teams, and those are to be the teams that you'll be in later today. Alrighty. Since we are going to be working in teams, and I'm going to go ahead and chill the music here for a second. Since we are going to be working in teams, one second here. I made the one window I need too small. There we go. Since we're going to be working in teams, we're just gonna take a second here to review the rules of our community. And this is literally the first thing that's in the rules of our community. So I'm gonna say it out loud, and then we're gonna talk about it for a second. But we're gonna be doing lots of teamwork going forward. Developers rarely work alone, and we have to develop good teamwork skills. Okay, so I'm going to say this. I don't want to have to be banning folks. I don't want to have to be removing folks from the community. So please abide by these. I'm going to say it out loud. Be kind to one another. Be the type of person who stays positive and gives other people, the benefit of the doubt, right? So give people the benefit of the doubt. See the best in people. Embrace diversity of backgrounds, perspective, of those things we can choose and those we can't. Accept your own failures and those of your peers as an important part of the process. Accept your own failures and those of your peers as an important part of the process. You're going to have all ranges of skill set experiences that you're going to be at your tables tonight. That's okay. We might have had some folks that just joined. We might have had some folks that have been here since the beginning, but life's hard. Embrace the fact of where everyone is on your team. It is a plus. Even if you think you are a hot shit, you might miss something that a new person can see and pick up on that you can't. There is no room for negativity. There is no room for you to think that you are God's gift to earth. There is no room for you to be anything else than excellent to one another. Please, as we start working together, embrace and accept the ranges and experiences and skill sets of folks you're going to work with. If you feel like you're a little bit ahead, great. This is a great chance to mentor and solidify the things that you don't know. If you feel like you're a little behind, great. This is a great chance to get directed help from peers. All right? This is an important part of the process. You have to learn to work with other developers. When you join a team, you're going to be the developer that knows nothing. Eventually, you're going to turn into the developer that knows a lot and has to mentor the next person that comes along. By working in teams, you get to practice these skills. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And if you're thinking of saying something, doing something, ask yourself, is this the kindest thing I can say in this moment? Is this the kindest thing I can do in this moment? Because if it's not the kindest thing, don't do it. And if you do not have the ability to work well in teams, you cannot agree to these rules, you can't agree to be kind, leave the community. We don't want you. Honestly. So, above all, be excellent to each other, right? Treat each other fairly and kindly, and see the best in the folks that you're going to work with. All right. When you join your team, I'm going to ask you to figure out these things first. Can we still fill out the team form? Yep. I'm going to put you into a new team. Fill out when you get into your teams, I want you to figure out, I'm on the list in 2 different teams. Well, that means you probably filled out the list twice. Yep. So pick one. I will go ahead and what I'll do is I'll add all the new folks and I'll do like a filter on it. But for now, go to the first one. Go to the first one. Cool. So when you get into your teams tonight, I want you to figure out all these things. Take time to get to know each other. Get to know each other's names, where you're from. You're going to be spending a lot of time with folks as we continue on in program. So take the time to get to know your team. I want answers to all of these. Create a GitHub repo. Push your answers to the GitHub repo. Okay? Take some time to get to know each other. Once you've answered all those questions, I want you to explain how the internet works without words. You're going to split into a group of 3 that are going to be trying to explain how the internet works, but they're not allowed to talk. And then you're going to have 3 folks that are trying to figure out what they're trying to explain. Okay? It's charades. It's silly. It's funny. It will make you get to know each other better. Okay? So, you're going to work through these questions. You're going to explain how the internet works without using words. You can use your hands. You can emote. You can do whatever the heck you want. You just can't use words. If you want to bring up photos onto the screen, I don't care. All right? But you can't use words, written or verbal. All right. Then once you've answered the questions, you've played a rousing round of charades about how the internet works. All right. I want you to take time to comment our to-do list code here with authentication. Right? Oh, yeah. And Reggie, super important. Got to come up with a team name. Exactly. Yeah. I want you to take some time to comment everything. Make sure everyone on your team is in the same place in regards to what's happening. If folks don't know something, be vocal and ask. If you do know what's going on, help explain it, break it down. The process of digesting and explaining code is one of the best things you could ever do. So that's what you're going to do tonight. All right. I want to walk through setting up Replit. It's up to you and your team how you want to share code. If you all use a certain text editor, there are things like Teletype, or there's like a way to share your code directly in VS Code. You could use Code Sandbox. You could use Replit. I'm going to show you Replit tonight, because what Replit will do is you can create a project and then all interact with it as though it's like a Google Doc. So it's like real-time collaboration in an online text editor. And so I'm just going to show you how to set up the Microsoft stuff that we have so far. And we are going to do it with Replit. Okay. So it's just easy. I know it works. And so it might be a good way for everyone in your team to work together. So I'm going to show how to set all that up. Just to get the refresher in of how to use the platforms that we used. And I'm going to show you how to use Replit now. So here I am on Replit, and I'm logged into my account, and I'm going to create a new REPL. The cool thing is you can like set up a node environment if you want, but what I'm going to do is just import from GitHub. Now I already connected my account, so I can just click on it. But you could also just paste in our GitHub URL, like the URL I shared tonight in the follow along materials channel. Okay. So you could just take that URL, paste it in here, and then import. Cool. Once you import it, it'll take a few seconds for it to kind of get set up and to pull all your code in. But what you'll notice is all of the folders and files that we had on GitHub are now right here inside of an online editor, right? And so the cool thing is we can start doing any of the coding that we would have done normally locally, but in this online environment. And then the beautiful thing is you can click share and you can invite people to this REPL. So other folks will be able to see your code. They'll be able to edit collaboratively with you, and you'll all be able to test and run stuff directly here inside of this account. So it's pretty neat. It's an easy way to just work with each other. You can see we imported it pretty quickly. There's one thing I'm going to tell you to change right off the bat, and that is I named the repo Microsoft, but you're going to want to delete Microsoft from the name of this this environment here, like this IDE environment, because I'll show you in a second why. So I just changed it from to do MVC off Microsoft just to do MVC off. And the reason why I'm going to do that is I'm just going to refresh real quick just to make sure everything's good. But the reason why I did that is because once this hosts everything for me, you don't want Microsoft in your URL, okay? And the reason why you don't want Microsoft in your URL is because Microsoft actually bans that when we get to the Microsoft AD side. So like when we get to the authorization side, they don't like the word Microsoft in your link. So you just got to remove that. Cool. I'm going to do an npm install. So this is just like a normal terminal that you would have anywhere else. And you can see that I'm just doing my normal npm install here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. 1 second. Let me restart this. I didn't start the server. RIP. All right, I'm going to delete this real quick. Let's just delete it. I don't like doing it this way. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to add a new REPL. Boom. I'm going to import it from GitHub. You can just paste in your link. All right. So you can paste it in. Since I'm connected to my account, I can just pull it in. I am going to change the name. Wonderful, they are shared, which is pretty cool. I'm going to change it to just auth. Cool. And then I am just going to refresh the page, make sure everything is okay. And then the step that I forgot to do is just click run. Cool. I just like to do that first. I just noticed it messes up somewhere. All right. What you can see here is that it tried to start on this auth route, which means that we're all set up and ready to go. It doesn't have Microsoft in it. So changing the name worked. Let's do npm install. And then let it install everything. Great. While it's doing npm install, I am going to go over to Microsoft side. I'm logging into either your Microsoft 360 account or your Azure account. And I am going to create a new app on Microsoft Azure AD. So should only one person in the team do this? Yeah, probably that person should share their screen while they're doing it to create the accounts, that is. And then you'll share the REPL with each other. Sure. All right, so here I'm on Microsoft Azure. I am going to app registrations, which is behind my head. And I'm going to do a new registration. I'm just going to give this a name, demo now. I am going to select any accounts, including Microsoft accounts like Skype and Xbox. And I'm going to click register, which is right behind me. We've done all this before. Just walking through it one more time, just because things are slightly different when you're using REPL instead of localhost. So it's creating the application. Let's see how our REPL is doing while we're waiting. Looks like everything installed, like all the npm install worked here on the REPL. So it looks like we're good in that regard. You can see that I've created the new application. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my my authentication. And to do the authentication, all right. We've done this before, and you can just watch back the VOD because we're going to end the streaming, and you can just watch back the VOD if you all need help as you're working together to do this. All right, I'm going to add a platform, web, and this is where it gets a little weird. We need these like redirect URLs, right? So before it was localhost, right? Before it was localhost, but now let's go ahead and start our server. All right, npm start. And look at the URL that we get here. So when I start the server, it gives me a URL for like the hosted version of all of my code. Repl is hosting my entire node setup, right? So we can zoom a little bit. Right? It's hosting my entire node setup. So it's fully hosted, right? And so here is the link to the hosted application, all right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to come back to my redirect URL. And then just like we saw from the last couple classes, the last two classes, we need to do /auth/openid/return. This is the redirect URL that our application is expecting. Okay. Exactly, Mary. We're going to have to change it in our config as well. Cool. What's our front channel logout URL? It's just the location of our application on REPL. That's all. So I'm plugging in there. And I need ID tokens. So I'm just going to do ID tokens. Then I am going to click configure. Cool. It's configured. The only thing I need now to put into my config. So if we go back to REPL and we look at our config, I am going to put my redirect URL here. It's no longer localhost 2121. It's going to be the link to where this code in the REPL is hosted. And the same thing for destroying the session. It's no longer localhost 2121. Eventually, we should probably make those like environment variables too. That makes sense. Cool. All right. So I changed the redirect URL to match this application. So it's not localhost. And I changed the destroy session to be our application here and not the localhost. Okay. Cool. The last two things we really need are our client ID and our client secret. Okay. So let's go back to Microsoft. Let's go back to demo now. Client ID is pretty easy to grab right here. Boom. Grabbed it. Let me plug it in. I'm going to delete all this as soon as we're done here, but client ID. And then the last thing I need is the client secrets. So certificates and secrets. New client secret. I'm going to just put 3 months. I'm going to delete it anyway and call it close your eyes. Cool. Added that new secret. grab the value. Grab the value. All right, so I grab the value, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to plug in my client secret. Cool. So all the stuff I need for Microsoft is now done. I got my client ID, I got my client secret, my redirect URL is set up correctly, and my destroy session URL is set up correctly. The only other thing that you might need is your MongoDB link. I've already set, mine's already in here. That's why when I imported it, it was already there because we were helping out Christos and the 425 crew. And right now it is whitelisted in terms of the IPs. So if you are going to use your own database, which you're going to have to, because I'm going to delete this one as soon as I'm done streaming, you're going to need your own Mongo URL, and you're going to need to whitelist, right? You need to whitelist the IP address so that Replit can use it. So this is just getting set up one time per group. Yes, blah. So hopefully ideal that one person that feels comfortable will go ahead and share their screen, and then everyone's going to help them set up the Microsoft and the Mongo Atlas. Cool. So everything's set up. We have everything in here. We have our config set up correctly. It looks like everything's running already. And so one important thing that you have to note is that you cannot run this here. Because what this is right here on the screen is an iframe. Okay? It's an iframe. So Microsoft won't let you do the authentication in an iframe. They don't want you like trying to steal stuff or do anything weird. So what you can do is you can just take this URL, and I like to just open up a new incognito window just because you don't have to worry about like sessions or cookies being kept every single time. And I just paste in that link. So just like it was in the REPL, you can see that it's being hosted here as well. And so the really cool thing is now we can log in and everything should work. Let me grab my password. Yes. Cool. First try. And so it's all set up. And so the idea here is that you can play back this VOD as a group if you need to. And yeah. So now we have it set up. I'm in an incognito window so that it can run and Microsoft can do all of its things. But we have the full setup working here. So you're going to go in here. You're going to get your client ID, your client secret. You're going to make sure that your redirect URL includes this lovely link here. Remember, Microsoft doesn't like the word Microsoft in these like URLs, and so that's why I had to change it. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. MongoDB, you should all feel pretty comfortable creating one, grabbing the link, network access to set up the whitelist IP address. Okay, Maria, I didn't find any other words they didn't like. They just didn't like Microsoft in the link for whatever reason. Cool. Now, once you're done doing this, you can go ahead and click share, and then all of the folks on your team can start editing together at the same time, as though it is a like a Google Doc. Yeah, I think that's what I do too, Shows. Cool. So there are 6 of you on a team. That means 6 of you can figure this out. You should whitelist your IP address because you don't know the IP address that REPL is giving giving you. So you have to whitelist the IP addresses or else REPL won't be able to connect to your Mongo Atlas. I agree, Garrett. You got this. You can do this. It's a little bit easier, Emma B, but you get a lot more. And you're learning about like more richer authentication and weird stuff and getting into the muck. You don't want it easy when you're learning. In every group, people are going to share. Yep, you should pick one person to create it, and then you're going to get into it. All right. So the folks that gave me their info first round, you should already have a team on this list. And I will, as soon as we stop going live, let me go ahead and share this. Let me share this list again here. Boop, boop, boop. So here's the list again for the. I didn't grab the actual URL. Hold on one second. There we go. So that's the link to the teams. If you filled out the form and don't have a team yet, don't worry. I'm going to keep updating this list so you'll find one soon. But folks that have filled it out on Tuesday already have a team. So we have a few things to do tonight. You are going to meet your team. You are going to be excellent to each other. You are going to work through these following things with your team. You are going to explain how the internet works without words. 3 people kind of explaining without words and 3 people trying to figure out what you're trying to say. And then you are going to work through this code, get it live on Replit, and start commenting everything together. Really make sure that you understand, right? Make sure you understand what's happening in this application so that next week you can get right to the business of building new functionality. We just walked through how to do the setup. And then here is the link to our Remo Classroom. So I'm going to put this link to the Remo Classroom in chat. There we go. So if we look at the team pairing sheet, the first, so there's 2 floors that have filled out already, with the first 15 tables on floor 1 and the first 11 tables on floor 2 have already been filled out. The way we're going to do this is tables 12 through 15 are open. So if you aren't on this list because you didn't fill it out on Tuesday and you aren't on this list, please join tables 12 through 15 on floor 2. All right, sit down on one of those tables and that will be your team. If you see that floor 2 has filled out because you got to Remo a little late, then you will go to floor 3. So that's how we're going to do it. Okay? Floors 1 is already completely full. Floor 2, people have been signed up to table 11. So if you did not get assigned something here on the sheet, go to tables 12 through 15 on the second floor. If we run out, go to the third floor. And that's how we'll do the team. So I won't update this. We'll just it'll make it a little bit easier for us. Alrighty. Questions before we jump over to Remo? I'll be there on the couches on the side. So if you have questions, come through, ask, happy to help. You're going to meet some new people today. Remember, this is the real stuff, folks. You all are going to be joining teams with other developers. You got to get used to working well in teams, working well with others, meeting new folks. It's all part of the practice. Remember, be excellent to each other. be kind, accept where people are and where they're going. And I will see you over there. Alrighty, folks. See you on Remo. Go. What happens if the whole team is stuck? You can figure it out. And come say hello to me. Ask for help in Discord, exactly. All right, folks. See you on Remo. You can always do !classroom here on Twitch to get to the Remo. All right, folks. See you over there. Be well.